You know, it's funny in this day and age that everybody's arguing about what it is to be a man in America. And it's just like this clip from CBS Mornings. They pretty much did the studies and put the graphs up, right? The question is, are they correct? Let's go ahead and go over it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and share the knowledge.
How they are defining what a man is.
Yeah, I think Gen Z, you know, we have to recognize that they were coming of age during COVID and also in this very intense social media era. So there is a lot of anxiety, but what we heard in this story by Emily Sundberg, where she interviewed 21.
How are they going to feel pressure to act more masculine in relationships if more than half of them are not in relationships? Between the ages of 18 and 30, a lot of men are not in relationships. And I don't know what's going on with the lonely thing if they're all on social media and playing each other on Call of Duty and Roblox and Minecraft and all that. So the loneliness one could go away.
One different college students, that they don't want this idea of older generations projecting a crisis onto them.
And you know why? It has a lot to do with money. And I say that because the boomers and beyond, the elders, usually a lot of the men provided for the household. So the woman didn't really do much, contribute financially a lot. If they did, it was a little bit. But see, now, in today's day and age, most women don't have a problem making money on their own. Even if they have to resort to OnlyFans or any other type of sex work, a lot of women could hold their own if they're up to it, because they could find sugar daddies. If they're like 25, women are not going to struggle between the ages of 18 and I'll say up to 30, because there's a lot of older perverts that'll provide a lifestyle for these women. So
they're looking to grow up themselves and, like this idea of new masculinity, like define their own generation's ideals of masculinity.
In your survey, though, it did see that a lot of young men are feeling lost. I think it was somewhere in the 40% range.
Yes.
Do you think that is because, like, as a young man growing up, you're told if you're a traditional man, you're toxic. Yeah. You're also told you're too woke. Over half of the respondents in your survey said that wokeness has gone too far. I feel like this young generation is just being told no matter what you do, you're bad.
Yeah, and they're also looking for role models. And I think this is where, you know, GQ can step in and help guide a little bit and offer some leadership. And we published 125 etiquette rules because instead of all this criticism, it's like, how do we be constructive? How do we map a way forward? You know, GQ and the larger culture.
It was interesting on the question of traditional masculinity. You had majorities respond to some pretty traditional definitions.
Yeah. Strong,
confident, protective, tough, responsible.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you?
Well, it didn't surprise me, but I think in a way, in some elements of the survey, you're seeing men sort of reclaim traditional notions, but then there are other parts of the survey that really feel like something new. So 85% of men saying they want to take at least half of the responsibility of raising children. 80% of men saying they're fine if their partner makes more money than they do. So,
I don't know about that. That's another hard one to prove too.
There's this mix of like...
You have doubts about that?
I have doubts about that, but go on.
There's this...
No. So 85% think that they should take equal responsibility raising the children. 80% are comfortable dating someone who makes more money. 58% are comfortable being stay-at-home dad. See, that's the thing. No man should be staying at home. But it's more common than you think, because I have colleagues that have stay-at-home husbands. And some of these women don't even drive cars. And these are women that make over $100 an hour. So just factor that in. But it's like, money shouldn't be the culprit of the relationship to begin with. Because you'd be surprised how many people settle and marry for convenience when they weren't really into the person. They were just into what they could provide. Like, they knew they could live a comfortable lifestyle because he had this, 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 and that. But then it's like, so what if she makes more money than you? As long as you guys are doing the right things to keep everything on track, it should be okay, right? But it's like trying not to argue about money so much, because your relationship shouldn't be built off of money. anything could happen.
It's a mix of like, we're keeping some of the old, but we're also adding some of the new.
So I love the cover. Do you have any details on Glenn Powell's leg routine?
Yes, a lot of squats, and maybe a pair of prosthetics. Just maybe.
What did he have to say about masculinity?
Well, Glenn was really interesting because when I was on a Zoom with him before the shoot, and I was walking him through all these kind of like tropes of masculinity visually that we were going to play with for the pictures, and he kind of said, "Hold on a second.
Why does he have to have pink? How come he couldn't have white or black? You see, everything is remixed. This is a remixed society.
Are we making fun of this like wild world of self-optimization and wellness?" And I was like, no, we're not making fun of it. We're having fun with it. And I think for Glenn, it's like some of these new tools of wellness and optimization are like really helpful for him because he spends his day like jumping out of airplanes and doing stunts. And some of this new technology that we're kind of playing with in the pictures is actually like helping him with recovery and so on. But, you know, he's from Austin, Texas. He understands this dichotomy between old masculinity and new masculinity. And so he was just the perfect creative partner for us for this issue.
Well,
Yeah.
you're the perfect editorial director of GQ. I know you have roots in the old magazine. You come up through old.
I mean, seriously, who reads GQ anymore? So old. And then people are going to do what they want anyway. How about that? It's like now, in this country, in America, everybody has their own definition of what it is to be a man. So whether that's being a provider, making money, pursuing, having escorts, it's whatever. Do whatever you want as long as it makes you happy. So everybody's going to have their own definition of what it is to be a man. So it is what it is. I'll catch you in the next video. This is Kyle Editorial. Goodbye.